You are watching original video by Truthdig.com. For more information and resources, visit us on the web at www.truthdig.com.
We got an election coming up in, 48 hours. They've pulled one out of the hat. Saddam Hussein has been convicted, big surprise. Polls seem to be narrowing a little bit at the moment. Personally, I think the Republicans have been playing a game of alarming their base. The Democrats are going to grab the House. Henry Waxman and Dennis Kucinich are going to terrorize everyone. And I don't think they're expecting it. The thing is rigged, quite apart from the voting machine.
You see, I almost can never get off that subject, having been the first to start it. This was about 12 years ago when I read Bev Harris's Black Box, which was the first analysis we had of what could be done and was being done with electronic balloting machines, particularly the firm called Diebold, but now Sequoia is in on it, and there are several others. And they have carpeted the country from one Secretary of State, those are the guys who decide, or gals, in whatever state they're in, whether to buy it or not. Everybody has known that this was the world's worst means of voting. A child of 9 with some digital skills can hack one of these things. They knew that because they are not children of 9. They are ambitious thugs of wiser years, one would like to think. We knew all along when Bev Harris, she's now appearing on television a long time, everybody kept her off. The way the people who made these machines control the public about them, you couldn't get a piece in anywhere. I tried with a long piece in Vanity Fair. The editor held it he held it for 6 months. And I said, come on, it's a hot subject. The sooner we know about it, they'll start buying these things. Well, he didn't get it, naturally. So I'm not saying he was part of a conspiracy, except a conspiracy of the stupid. It was unnerving to know whatever can happen will happen. The human race to me is I am a creationist now. We were made by a divine artificer in the sky. Nobody could be as dumb as we are about everything. We see all the writings on the wall and it says, precipice ahead, boom, over we fall. It seems they've had warnings about these damn things certainly since '04 in Ohio, but before that, even after 2000 and Florida. So we've had a lot of preparation, and there have been lots of warnings. Worthy people have got up. Even more worthy will. I think it's exaggerated, Or the jury's still out on that one. I love that line. The jury's still out on, climate change. Well, that jury drowned to death a long time ago. So we better form a new jury so they can be out too. So I'm putting it the short way. We are facing the most important election in my lifetime, which does not quite extend back to that of Abraham Lincoln, but it's pretty close. There'll be nothing more important in the voting line that one can foresee that will come our way while any of us is still hobbling around. This will determine whether we regain the republic which we have lost over the last 5 years. The coup d'etat was so rapid, even I who am ready for such things, or I think I am, and I can see certain signs, perhaps ahead of time, because the Constitution is basically my subject. I thought, these people are going to make a grab for it. But I thought, my heavens, there's still the courts, and you can go here, and even a shameless Supreme Court is not going to back up the loss of habeas corpus, or the Sixth Amendment, which was in great danger when that lady lawyer was supposed to get 39 years, according to the prosecution in New York, because she had represented Sheikh Rahman. And 1,000 of us wrote the judge letters. It was only a couple of months ago. And it was, I must say, I was delighted that here was a minor judge in New York, appointed by Clinton, who at first went along with the prosecution. This woman should be put in jail as a constant criminal because she had represented all sorts of radical people. And then he said he had changed his mind on the day of sentencing. The day before there'd been a rally, and all those of us who had written letters were either there or sent our blessings. And he said, I think I may have not got it quite right. This is like a real judge. You know, it's so hard to believe. They have talking papers, you know, or chatting laws. And he said, I have changed my mind about a number of things. He'd gone along with the prosecution and the jury. So, indeed, she got, I think, not quite a month in prison instead of 39 years. Well, the nasty letters all the rest of us got who had written letters on her behalf really had the, you know, the wonderful tingle of the Third Reich in them. You know, there are a lot of people ready for us to turn like into a Nazi Germany. I don't know where they get it from because they don't know any history anyway. You have to explain to them who Hitler was. That takes some time, you know. They knew he was a bad person. So, my fellow countrymen, as I sit here, not yet at Gettysburg, I have a notion that this is the most important vote that you'll probably ever cast. Because should this gang of thugs continue in the two houses of Congress, there isn't any chance of getting the Constitution back. I realized it was all over when John Conyers, the congressman from Michigan, went up with a good team of researchers up to Ohio, you know, only a month or 2 or 3 months after the election, and wrote a marvelous report. I know because I wrote the preface for him afterwards, so I know what happened to the book. And he warned what had happened there and how it was going to happen again. I mean, well, the New York Times would not mention the book, much less review it. The Washington Post, ditto. No major newspaper in the United States that I know of reviewed this book. Now, it's about the stealing of an election for president. The major media determines this isn't really all the news that's fit to print. You know they're in on it too. Am I a conspiracy buff? No, but I'm a conspiracy analyst, and I know where there's a conspiracy and how it is working. So this is the last chance, really, by getting some new chairpersons to head committees in the House. 1 or 2. Bernie Sanders will be wonderful in the Senate. I think he's going to make it anyway from Vermont. But to have a clean sweep, which in normal times, if we'd ever enjoyed them, would have happened by now. Now it has got to happen, or welcome to the Third Reich.
You are watching original video by Truthdig.com. For more information and resources, visit us on the web at www.truthdig.com.